going on, guys? This is Jensen, and what I want to show you today is how to put line on a spinning reel, specifically braided line. This is tactics from Seaguar, and there's something that you need to do to prep the reel first before you put the braid on, and that is take a little piece of electrical tape, I've got some already on my reel, and wrap it once around the spool. And you don't really have to worry about pushing it down tight or anything like that, because the line will do that. But what this does is it prevents the line from slipping on the spool further down the road. You'll get 2 or 3 days of fishing in it, and all of a sudden you'll go to set the hook and the line will go whoop, and it'll slip right off the reel. All right, so I'm gonna try to make this as simple as I possibly can. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my line and I'm gonna lay it down on the table, and then I'm gonna run it through the very first guide on the rod. Matter of fact, we don't need the rest of this rod. We'll just take that piece off. Okay, I ran that through. Now, remember, the first thing you got to do is open the bail, flip that bail open. If you forget to do that and you've already tied it on, don't cut it off and redo it. Just unscrew this, take the spool off, flip the bail and put the spool back on, and you'll be set. I don't know how many times I've done that, goodness gracious. All right, so the knot we're going to tie around the spool is called an arbor knot. And the first thing you do is just tie a regular knot just on the end of the line, just like that. And I cut real close to that knot. So that's the first thing you do before you go to put it around the spool. Then, like I said, flip the bail. I'm gonna tie one overhand around the line, and I'm gonna tie another overhand around the line. And what that does is just gives you a slip knot, okay? And there's great videos on how to do an arbor knot online, but this is just like the basic way anyway. So it's set just like that. I put it around the spool, I pull it tight, and then I'm gonna wiggle until the little knot that I tied on the end of the spool or end of the line is up against the slip knot, okay? You wanna try to get it as tight as you can. And that's all you do, just like that. Okay, flip the bail. Up the rod about a foot, foot and a half, you wanna hold your tension, and you wanna start winding that line on the rod. Okay, now look, I went and went over the rod on accident. That's no big deal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this reel off, flip it around, get it coming off right, and so we don't have any major mistakes. Okay, so now the next thing we've got to overcome is line twist. If you put this on wrong, you're going to get a ton of twist in your line, and it'll add to, you'll get what's called wind knots, or you'll get line twisted and knotted up around your spool. So you really want to do what you can to reduce line twist as much as you possibly can. So the two different ways to do it. Okay, there's one way: lay it down on the table, and you want it to come off the filler spool the same as you want it to go on the spool on your reel. That's hard for me to do. I can't mentally do that. So the easy way, or should I say the dumb gene way, is put it down on the table. Either side works. 15 turns on the reel. Grab your spool, flip it over. 15 turns on the reel while you're holding tension with your fingers. That's critical. 15 turns or 10. You just got to do the same amount. Flip it over, and do that over and over again until you fill up your spool, and that will reduce your line twist tremendously. So let's go ahead and put the line on the reel. All right, so we're gonna stop right there. And I want you to look, I want to have about 1/8 of an inch on the top edge of the spool when I'm done spooling. That's a full spool. I'm not gonna try to put everything that's on the line on there. That's gonna cause an absolute disaster. Cut your line off, run it through the guides on your rod, and all you gotta do is you can either tie a fluorocarbon leader on there or fish it straight braid if you're fishing into heavy cover and things like that. So that's how you put line on a spinning reel. There are some problems that you can have with it if you do it wrong. Try the techniques that I put right there, and it will reduce those issues. Have a great day, get out on the water, and have some fun.